Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Before we go any further, just want to say today's video is going to be brought to you by Fandomion. If you want to buy some really awesome anime merch from My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Haiku, and so many other anime, I recommend using my link in the description box to check them out. And there's free worldwide shipping on orders over $39. You'll also get an additional 5% off using my promo code down below. For any of you guys who might be interested or on the fence, I highly recommend checking out the website. Pay attention to the size chart. That'll be the biggest thing I would tell you guys. But with that being said, though, let's jump back into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is the time of the month where a lot of the content that we talk about here on the channel is gonna be spoiler heavy. So I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming you guys are all caught up with the Boruto manga and you do not care about spoilers. So with that being said, I'm also going to assume that you've already hit the like button, because hitting the like button is an easy way to make Himawari smile. And given the predicament that Boruto is currently in, Himawari needs all the reasons in the world to smile, so hit that like button for Himawari. So getting right into it, I want to talk to you guys about whether or not it's a good idea for Boruto to have this seemingly weakness when it comes to his karma seal, in particular when it comes to the karma seal and that BoruShiki transformation and those pills that Amado gave him and the effect that they're having on his body. And I'm going to say right now, I absolutely love it. I've seen a little bit of a split opinion on this, and I personally love the fact that Boruto has a weakness with the karma seal and that Boruto is suffering because of it, and that Boruto is suffering because he's using those pills and using the power of karma, because in my opinion, this is very in character for Boruto. So when you look at Boruto as a character, the idea that he is using some pills and using this new transformation without knowing the full side effects of it, I think it's in character. I know that he's a genius, he's a generational talent. You might say, well, Kawaki definitely told him right, you shouldn't rely on a power that you have absolutely no understanding of. However, with Boruto in his character, according to Masashi Kishimoto back in 2015, when he was talking about the differences between Naruto and Boruto as characters, he specifically stated that Boruto is a character who, yes, he's very talented, but he also struggles with knowing that he has to work hard towards stuff, but also looking for all the shortcuts. It's not that Naruto works harder than Boruto, it's more so that Boruto's able to find all the shortcuts in order to accomplish his goals, whereas Naruto had to kind of stumble to figure things out. Boruto's just so intelligent that he finds the quickest way possible towards achieving his end goal. And when you look at what Boruto's doing right now, it's a callback to what you saw back during the versus BoruShiki arc, where he just went straight full forward into using the scientific ninja weapon tech tools. He had a moment where he stopped and he realized this isn't right, but it was a means that justified the end in his opinion. And we're seeing something very similar here. It's just instead of ninja tech and ninja tools, it's Boruto once again having to learn this lesson. Only in this case, it's with this BoruShiki transformation, but the circumstances are different. This is a literal life or death battle type situation. However, just as Boruto got the warning with the ninja tools not to use them during the Chunin exams, you're also getting a warning from Kawaki where Kawaki's telling him like, hey, I've dealt with karma before. I've seen the side effects of it. I've been using karma a lot longer than you. You really don't need to try to rely on a power that you don't fully understand yet. And I love it. I love it because, again, Boruto has a need. He has a clear end goal. His end goal is to defeat Code. This power gives him the opportunity to do so. However, because he's in this BoruShiki stage 2 transformation and he's been taking those pills, and while he has access to his own bodily movements, the problem that you're running into is that Boruto has seemingly hit his limit and he's having heart attack like symptoms, and he's clutching his chest and he's falling on the ground, and it looks like Boruto's in very dire straits right now. And I like that Boruto very quickly realized and learned that he opened Pandora's box and he's having to deal with the consequences of it. Now, it might seem like, oh, this is a little bit repetitive. I will say this: adolescence, which that's what Boruto would classify as, young adults having to relearn the same lesson more than once. That's not something that's crazy. You yourself can probably attest to the fact that it took you more than one time to grasp something that one of your parents is trying to teach you. And if you're one of those rare adolescents who all it took you is one time to learn a lesson, congratulations, you are the exception to the rule. However, exceptions don't make the norm. And if we're gonna shoot straight from the hip, there have been times when Naruto had to relearn the same lesson that somebody tried to teach him earlier. So it's one of those things where I think it comes down to Naruto was more of a likable character, so it was easier to turn a blind eye to moments like this. And with the character Boruto, because some people are still stuck in 2017 and they think that Boruto's a brat, it's a little harder for them to accept something like this. Now, with that part being said, the other thing I like about Boruto having this limit when it comes to using these pills and having these side effects is that Amado directly told us that there are going to be side effects that he can't account for when it comes to Boruto taking the pills. That's why Naruto's telling him, like, hey, you really want to think this over. And it was one of those things where Boruto, he had a good speech. He said, like, hey, I've already considered the pros and cons of this, and this is really the only option I have. I'm not going to hesitate. You know, I'm going to take the pills. That's when Naruto's freaking out in the manga. The anime changed the scene around a little bit. But the thing about this, though, is we're seeing that even the best laid plans, they have unexpected drawbacks that even somebody as brilliant as Boruto can't actually account for. And I think that a good way to actually address this moving forward is that just as Naruto, when it came to having to use the power of the Nine Tails, Naruto is able to maintain consciousness up to a certain extent. I think that maybe you're setting the stage for Boruto to be in a similar type situation, only in this case, it's not that he loses consciousness and he cedes it to Momoshiki. I don't think that's what's happening right here. I do know that there are some people saying that maybe Momoshiki's getting ready to take over this time. I don't think that this is the case. What I do think is happening is when Boruto is using these pills and he goes into this BoruShiki version 2 state, his body's going to be able to use the power up to a certain point. It's kind of like if you're playing a fighting game, when you use a super attack, it drains your health very quickly, or you get into an awakened state and you're only able to maintain it for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden it just nukes your stamina and you're unable to move. I think that that's something like this that is going on with Boruto right now. And I think that where Boruto stands room to improve, and this is why this is a good idea, is now all of a sudden Boruto is going to have to train in order to learn where his break-even point is. And Boruto is going to have to train to learn how to cut this BoruShiki version 2 transformation off and go back to just using the Karma Seal. This is something tangible that we can see Boruto work on, and I do hope that this is something that is used right here. But me personally, I love the idea that Boruto has this huge weakness. I've been saying for a while that I thought that those pills are going to have side effects, and it looks like these are the side effects that we're seeing. So I'm 100% okay with it. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about Boruto having that seeming heart attack down at the end of the chapter? I know the chapter is officially going to come out in a few days as of this recording. We're only going off of the spoilers, but I did want to kind of talk about this. I've seen some manga panels for it, but because the manga chapter is not out, I'm not showing the manga panels right now because I do not want to run into any copyright issues. So thank you for understanding. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.